inside of you. The world would not be what it is without you. When we begin to create change within us, we begin to create change in the world around us. Your journey to becoming your best self as the whole person starts right now.
Hello, it's Lauren Sweeney, host for the Rise Up For You podcast, Becoming Your Best podcast and webinar series. I'm so excited about our special guest today. You know, in this virtual environment, I cannot believe, if you're listening to this live, it has been almost a complete year that we have been in a virtual COVID pandemic globally. As we have stayed at home and maybe exercised less or ate those Oreos that were in the fridge or the freezer that we tried to hide. Talking about fitness, health, and energy is definitely top of mind. And our guest today has all the knowledge. Let me tell you about her, and then we'll dive into the conversation. Melissa Gunn is a business owner and the founder of Pure Strength LA. She has been the CEO of Pure Strength LA, Certified SuperSlow Specialist, and a fitness and nutrition coach. Over 2 decades of experience in the health and fitness industry, Melissa has worked with thousands of people over the past 20 years, helping them regain and rejuvenate. Don't we all want to rejuvenate our health? Pure Strength LA focuses on helping women and men, especially those over 40, one more year that I can be in your target market, achieve optimal well-being. From her years of experience as an exercise specialist, Melissa understands the importance of fusing safe, effective, and efficient exercise. I like the sound of that, with overall well-being as she works with her clients. We are so excited to have our guest, Melissa Gunn, also one of my good friends, on our show today. Let's bring her on. Give her a warm welcome to our stage. Hello, Melissa.
Hi, Lauren. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so great. I'm glad we get to do this.
Me too. It's fun. So,
energy and stamina and exercise, and your target market, the main people that you work with, happen to be over 40. I'm sure those of us, I'm only 1 year younger, but those of us under can benefit from the conversation too. How do you feel our health has been impacted by more of a sedentary lifestyle, in this past year?
Yeah, well, I do find a lot of our clients are sitting around a lot more. They're at their computer a lot. They're having more back pain, hip pain. They're just not getting out as much. And when they do get out, they're walking, which is fantastic. But it's also so good to do the strength training because that's really the key to feeling better and really like taking years off your life as you age. So that's really the key.
I often hear from people that, I don't know about strength training because it might be dangerous. I might get hurt. Often, I'm all into it. George and I, my husband and I, CrossFit, we're all into lifting weights, like no problem over here. But often I'll try and get friends or family members, like, you should really lift some light weights even. And they're like, oh no, that's just for the young folks. I don't want to get injured. What do you say to that?
I'd say the key, lifting weights, I think, is the most important thing you can do. The key is doing it slowly. So if you're jerking the weight around, if you're dropping the weight, if you're thrusting the weight out, yeah, you're definitely open yourself up to injury. But if you're doing it slow and you do it to intensity where you're out of breath and it's hard, that's the key. That's how you get results. And it's the safest thing you can do that way, as long as you're not using that momentum.
And why is weightlifting so important? Like, what about if I walk 2 miles a day? Isn't that good enough, Melissa? Aren't I doing enough?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, I walk every day with my kids. I'm chasing after them. It's fantastic. I think it's a really good thing to do. And it definitely gives you health benefit. But the thing about the strength training, why it's so important, is we lose a half a pound of muscle every year once we turn about 30. So you really want to combat that process. So we have people who've been with us, probably 20 years now, some of them, and they are so much younger than people who come in who haven't been doing the strength training. It's a huge difference. I mean, it's inspired me to never stop. So that's really the key to combat that muscle loss.
So wait, since we're 30, we lose a half a pound of muscle every year? I mean, like, mind blowing. What?
About that, yeah, roughly. So Yeah, you really want to combat that, because if you're not, that's like, it slowly happens over time. You're losing that muscle, and then you have a harder time climbing stairs. You have a harder time losing weight. You start gaining weight and it's hard to get it off. It's, getting up and down, just from sitting on the couch, grocery shopping, all those things start to become harder as you age. But if you're strength training, it's a huge difference. I mean, people have no issue with that if they're doing the strength training. So it's really huge.
What about if I've been sitting on my couch, living my best life, Netflix binging? I mean, where do I even get started with the exercise thing?
The biggest thing I think I find that people get results from is scheduling. Just all you have to do is 20 to 30 minutes once a week. If you do it slowly, you do it right. All you have to do is that, and it's scheduling it in your schedule. So you just, like, every Monday at 10 a.m., that's my workout. And if you just stay consistent, you're going to look back 3 months, 6 months, a year, and you're going to be surprised at how much results you're gaining just from being consistent. So that's just the key. Just schedule a half an hour once a week or twice a week, whatever it is.
Wow, I'm pretty surprised. So even once a week is enough.
If you do it slowly, if you do it where your heart rate is up, where it's intense, it's plenty. That's all you will need. It's just all about how you do it.
Wow.
And that really, it's like, people get results from that. It's amazing. And the key is it's safe, because you're not overdoing it. And then, yes, do the walking, do yoga, do hiking, do whatever you love in combination with that. But make the strength training your foundation.
How do you know what strength training exercises to do?
Okay, so there's a lot of different things you can do. You really can't go wrong. But if you're doing it at home, 2 great things you can do. You can hold the top of a push-up, and you could start 30 seconds and holding it for 5 minutes. Yeah, and you will be surprised. And you're getting enough if your heart rate's going up and you're out of breath. So that's really a great one. Start at 30 seconds. You can work up to 5 minutes. The other one is just sit against a wall as if you were sitting in a chair, and hold yourself up like that. And again, start at 30 seconds, work up to 5 minutes. Those are 2 really great, easy, safe ones that give you a lot of benefit.
Ooh, I could imagine if we weren't live on these in this environment. I mean, I would be here for it. That sounds doable. And you don't even need any equipment.
No, you can do a lot. I mean, that has been what has been so surprising out of this time. I mean, we never did virtual training before this. And there is so much we've been able to do. And so, I mean, people are loving this virtual training. It's been so beneficial, and they're so happy that they've been doing it and staying on top of their health during this time. So I just went in, and you could do a lot without anything. So, and then you could buy a few things on Amazon for not very much, and that gives you a lot too. So there's really a lot of options.
I love it. Can we talk about nutrition? How do you feel? I mean, where do you start? Let's say that you acknowledge my nutrition is super off, or maybe you're like me and you just love your sugar and your carbs. I mean, talk to me about all things food.
Well, 2 things I think are big is, drink your water. So drink water throughout the day, not all at once. That's a really big one. That does a lot for you. It flushes out waste. It's high. I mean, we need to be hydrated. It's really important, actually. That's a good one. Another one is just eat like 2 to 3, small meals every 2 to 3 hours. Like, that just keeps the blood sugar revving. It's just keeps the sugar cravings at bay. So that's a really good one. And then eating enough protein, I'd say too. That's a good one. And then obviously, fruits and vegetables, but protein even helps, and good fats like avocado, walnuts, that really helps stave off the sugar cravings too. So there's just simple things you can do that won't take a lot of effort, but will give you a lot of bang for your buck, that really can help with losing weight just by cutting out the sugar that way.
So let's talk about the blood sugar regulation. You mentioned that. Is that important for all of us, or just if you're pre-diabetic? Talk to me about that.
I think it's important to be aware of not, when we dip, we haven't eaten a long, we're going to tend to eat more, and we're going to tend to eat more all at once. So you really kind of want to make sure you're eating enough good fats. You're eating regularly enough, so you're not eating just once a day. So that, I think it is really important for those reasons for all of us, because it does help with sugar cravings a lot.
What are some myths that you feel like you hear all the time? Let's say a client is coming to you and they just want to get started, but they have a bunch of concerns. Talk to me as if I'm the client that's coming to you. You know, what is going through their mind and what do you usually tell them to encourage them?
So, what do I tell? Well, the one thing I think is consistency. The second thing is really give it your all when you're working out. So people a lot of times think, oh, I have to work out 5 to 7 days, or I have to work, a week. I have to work out 2 hours every day. You really don't. Like, you really want to, instead of watering down your workout, make it intense. Lift the weight, use your muscle, not momentum. Get your heart rate up. That is even a cardio workout when you do weight training, if you do it properly and your heart rate's up and you're not using momentum. So I always tell people, don't waste your time. Like, when you do something, give it your full attention, and then you're going to have to do less of it. You're going to have less strain on your joints and you're going to get more benefit from it. So those are really big ones. And people think cardio, cardio, cardio. Yes, cardio is great. It's going to help you a lot, but don't overdo it. Like, you could really do short, intense bursts of cardio and get more out of it and put less stress on your joints.
Can we talk about the joints? I have several family members that are complaining, my knees hurt or this hurts, and they've been sitting a lot more than they're used to.
Yeah.
Where would you say that they should start, or ideas on, I know you're into naturopathic medicine, and Albert, hopefully we'll have him on the show. Your husband is an acupuncturist.
Yeah.
But where would we start if I'm having joint pain?
Well, I think a big thing is, again, strength training, because the more muscle you have on your body, the more support your joints have, so that I think is a really big one. And then also, again, it goes back to that sugar, that causes inflammation. So exercise, if you're exercising regularly, and that does include walking and strength training, you're decreasing inflammation. And that's really going to help with, joint problems, disease, everything. It's really comes down to that decrease in inflammation. So you want to eat well and you want to be exercising regularly.
Wow. So really eating well, exercising slow, and doesn't have to be overdoing it, really does solve many things on different levels. If you want to lose weight, if you want better joints, if you want to just move your body, if you want to have, a bikini ready body or lose that COVID-10, like, it really does solve what you're looking for on all levels.
Yeah, because it really does increase your metabolism. It helps with quality of life. I mean, I started this when I was 20, and I'm so grateful I did, because just things are easier. Like, playing with my kids is so much easier. Going through 2 pregnancies. I mean, it just makes life easier when you're stronger and you feel good every day, so it's a good feeling.
I love that. What about energy? I know that that's a big focus. I'm sure eating well and exercising too will help that. The things that you mentioned about the water. Anything else you would say about energy?
Oh, I'd say that rest, sleep. I mean, people overlook this. More people are starting to talk about it, which I love. But, getting enough sleep at night, taking a nap during the day, not always overdoing it, I mean, just giving space in the day. I'm, hoping people come out of COVID with this mentality more so, because I sure have. But just really, rest helps in more ways than we realize. It really it's so good for our health. So definitely. And it helps you build muscle, which helps you have more energy. I mean, it all goes hand in hand.
We need a little circle diagram here, right? Eat well,
huge.
drink the water, lift weights, walk, and then you'll have all the things you're looking for in the energy and the stamina and healthy joints, the weight loss. They really do.
Well, I'm sorry. Would you say they really what?
They really do go together.
Yeah. And each thing, it seems like a small little thing, but these small little things add up and they make a big difference in how we feel. I mean, I see it every day. So, I mean, it's rewarding to do this and to see how people respond to taking care of themselves.
I love it. Do you have a favorite book? It could be related to exercise and health or not. A favorite book or something that's been inspiring you recently?
Inspiring me recently. Well, I always love Body by Science by Doug McGuff. because he talks about this whole principle, 20 minutes once a week, what the science behind, I mean, everything we do, it's all about the science behind it. So I love that one. That's probably the one that comes to mind right now, that I actually go to that one a lot during every week almost.
I love that. That's fantastic. And how about a favorite song? Do you have dance parties with the boys or
Oh,
some good
well,
stress reliever?
stress reliever lately in our house, it's raining tacos. So that's really fun. We have a huge dance party to that one. And there's a lot of Ninjago that's played in our house too, which is actually quite fun to run around and dance to.
Sounds like just like my Alexa in my house as well.
It's exactly what's happening here.
Well, we love to ask all the guests on our show, what does Rise Up for You mean to you?
To me, when I think about that and my experience with Rise Up for You, it's really bringing your best self every day, like to what you do and to other people, so that's my experience and what I feel like. That's what it means to me.
I love that. What if we want to learn more? I hear you have like a free offer, a freebie for our listeners today. Tell us about that.
There's a free ebook on my website. It's purestrengthla.com, /ebook. And it's all about 6 myths and how to avoid them. So basically, you're going to find out how to get the most out of what you're doing so you're not wasting your time.
Oh, I love that. So purestrengthla.com /ebook. You can download her free 6 myths. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Last tip or last kind of note that you would like to leave us with, anything that comes to mind?
I think what I've been with lately is enjoying life in every moment. Like I love what I do. I love being with my kids and just not missing that and let that go by. So that's what I've been working on. So
I love that. It ties into what you said about rest. I know I actually made myself take a nap. You know me. I tend to be a little like, go, go, go.
I do.
So I was proud of myself and noticing too, having awareness like, oh, I want the chocolate or I'm eating the chocolate.
Yeah.
But noticing maybe it's the same premise probably on our eating. Slow, really enjoy it.
Yeah. And to not feel guilty. I think that's a huge one. Like, okay, so if you have it, enjoy it, and then move on because maybe you won't crave it so much. It doesn't make it such a big deal. It's like, yeah, we need to have sugar too, just not overdo it, so absolutely enjoy it.
So great. So if you want to know more about Melissa, you can check her out on purestrengthla.com. And if you want to get her free ebook, it's purestrengthla.com /ebook. Melissa, it's been such a pleasure having you on our show today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this. This was a lot of fun.
I love it. So fantastic. Didn't you guys love all of her tips? Oh my goodness. Just 20 minutes a week. Wow, that's pretty incredible. And just getting started, starting slow, making sure we drink the water throughout the day, getting enough protein, sleep, all of the things. It has been so fantastic being here live with you at the Rise Up For You company. We want to let you know that you can download your free success kit at riseupforyou.com /success kit for your free Become Your Best Kit. I'm Lauren Sweeney, your host with the Rise Up For You Workplace Becoming Your Best podcast and webinar series. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.